What up, my poker peeps? It's the Hatter. And we're going to go ahead and go over a few hands here that we've played this week and give y'all kind of just show some hands and updating how we've been doing on the 10NL Challenge. As you can see, these hands will be coming from Global Poker, where we're going to go ahead and grind on this week. And as I said, we're going to bounce back and forth between Ignition and Global and show both of them. And maybe we can figure out which one's better for the 10NL 1K challenge. So let's go ahead and jump into this first hand. As you can see, I have pocket sixes on the button. So under the gun is going to go ahead and open up for the standard 3X. I'm going to flat on the button and play in position and set mine. The small blind also comes along. We get the ace of spades, king of hearts, 10 of spades, really no help to us, but it checks around. And now we hit pretty much one of the best cards for us. We hit the six of clubs. When he goes ahead and bets, I'm going to go ahead and think about it for a minute and put in a raise. I should be raising a little bigger there, but I'm trying to see where I'm at, make sure he ain't got the full trap on. When he checks this time, I'm going to go ahead and go for value and go for 225 into the $3. And he's going to go deep into the tank right here and think about it. Eventually, he's going to go ahead and make a call. What do y'all think about this? He definitely messed up by giving me the free card. You'll see here in just a minute, we scooped this pot. I don't believe it shows what he has, but for him to think this long and call, he definitely had at least a pair. So mistake by him not betting the flop. So let's go ahead and move on to the next hand of note. Alrighty. Whoops. Alright, so in this one we have king, jack of clubs. There's a limp under the gun. It goes to the small blind. He folds, and then I go ahead and complete. I could be raising here. I probably should be raising. He's going to lead out for 10. We've got top pair and a flush draw, so we go ahead and put in a raise. We're wanting to build a pot here. And now he goes ahead and re-raises again. Now I'm thinking he has a really strong hand. I could just stick it in here, but I think he's got a pretty strong hand. So I go ahead and check or call, and then when I check, he bets 188. I'm going to go ahead and call. I'm really looking for a club. Now I think he's got the full trap in. But when we hit two pair, I stick it in there, and we just got coolered. He had pocket jacks there. So what do y'all think about that play? I think no matter what happens, the hand's going to play out exactly the same. Because as soon as I flop top pair and a flush draw, even if he would have raised or I would have raised, however it would have went pre-flop, all the money was going to get in my opinion. And the river, there's really not much I can do on the river, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and go to the third hand. And in this hand, we have aces in the big blind. You can see someone has posted here, the big stack at the table. Under the gun raises to 50. And now the guy right here that had posted the small and big blind, he ends up folding. Goes around to the cutoff. He's going to go ahead and make the call. And when it comes to us, of course, I'm going to raise. I decided to go a little bigger because it seems like a lot of people are call happy when it comes to multi-way pots. So I go to 240. And under the gun's going to think about it for a little bit. And eventually he is going to settle on a call. Yes, he's going to call. And now the cutoff, he's in position. He's going to think about it. And eventually he's going to go ahead and come along too. So the flop's going to come ace, 3, deuce. 4, 5 really shouldn't be in their range. And I mean, there is a flush draw that I'm a little concerned about, but with top set, I pretty much block so much that I'm really going to check here. And I'm hoping with two opponents, someone does take a stab, thinking I'm trying to represent like I have queens or kings here, and I'm scared of the ace. That's why I'm checking. I could bet here, but I decide since, I mean, it's unlikely they have an ace since I hold 3 of them now, that we got to just go ahead and hope someone takes a stab. So I check, goes over to the under the gun player. He checks, and now the cutoff. Hopefully he's going to put in a bet, and he obliges us with a 250 bet. Now, here's another decision point for us. Now, I could go ahead and raise here, but I'm not trying. I'm really trying to win a huge pot here. I mean, we got top set. You don't hit top set with aces very often. And when he's betting 250, I'm really wondering what he's stabbing with. He could have hands like king, queen of clubs. I mean, he could have an ace. It's possible. But, I mean, it's unlikely too, though. I mean, there's only one more out there. So I'm going to go ahead and call and keep the trap in and hope that the other guy comes along. So let's see how it plays out. So eventually, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and just call here. And it goes over the other gun. Sadly, he folds. The 5 of hearts comes off. Now there's 2 flush draws out there. I check again. He should never have pocket 4s. He's going to go ahead and put me all in. He ended up flopping a set, and we cooler him to death, y'all. So that's a big pot right there. That's a nice hand. Tell me what y'all think about that. It was a little sketchy because, I mean, letting 2 of them have, one of them could have a flush draw, but I'm trying to win a huge pot there. Luckily, I get the full double for one opponent plus a little bit of extra dead money that was in the pot from the 3rd opponent. So this is going to be the 4th hand that we're going to go over, and the last hand, actually. So we'll go ahead and jump into this one. And once again, I'm in the big blind with the dreaded Ace-King. Ace-King, y'all. Whew. How many times have you lost a big pot with this hand? So let's go ahead and jump into it. It goes around to the cutoff. 2 quick folds up top. Cutoff's going to think about it. He's going to end up folding 2. And now we go to the button. And the button had been kind of aggressive. So when he raises it to 30, I'm going to go ahead and put in a re-raise right here. So I go up to 105. And the button is eventually going to make the call. So we flop Ace of hearts, 7 of hearts, Jack. I'm going to go ahead and bet. I'm not trying to slow play this hand. I'm wanting to get the money in. When he goes ahead and re-raises, I mean, what is he repping here? Ace, Jack, 7s. But he has a big draw, and eventually we end up fading it all right there. That's the variance that people don't really talk about. When you're able to fade a big draw like that, that is such a good thing. He had any king, any heart to get him there. So that's another big pot we win right there. And give y'all a little heads up, so far this week, we're doing pretty good. But I'm very interested to see how everybody feels about the plays that I showed right there. What would you do different? What do you think about them? I believe talking hands with other poker players is the best way to learn. A lot of people believe in, all the software and stuff. And I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just not how I learn. I learn a lot better by talking hands and getting other people's opinions. So, like I said, when I flop on this one with a flush draw, I'm definitely going to bet out. And when he just ships it, I don't think you can ever fold Ace-King here. If somehow he had, Jacks, 7s, Ace-Jack, those are really the only 3 hands. I mean, he could have aces, but that's kind of unlikely too. It would have to be the 2 case aces. But when he shoves right there, I think it's a pretty easy call. I mean, like I said, pocket jacks, ace jack, and pocket 7s are really the most likely hands that we're only going to be losing to. And then, of course, he's going to have a bunch of draws like he had. Thank goodness we ended up fading all that. And, well, let me get back to the tables and bring y'all some more hands. So I'll see y'all next time.